Have you ever felt absolutely useless whenever you want to play a dive hero? Are you tired of playing the heroes that the community thinks are brain dead, have no skill, and are boring? And want to play a role with a high bar to entry but near limitless potential? If that sounds like something you're interested in, you're in the right place. I'll be covering a very simple 3-step process that you can use across the entire dive roster and can start implementing in your next game today. Playing a dive hero requires an immaculate understanding of timing, off angles, and mechanical skill. Once you understand how each of these topics work with each other, I promise you'll be unstoppable across the battlefield. Hey everyone, my name is Hugh. If you're new around here, I specialize in making educational content for Marvel Rivals, specifically for Spider-Man. But if you play any other dive DPS or looking to, you're bound to find something useful here. I have consistently hit high GM and even Eternity playing mostly dive heroes. I can tell you from personal experience that maining a dive hero is simultaneously one of the most fun and frustrating things to do in this game. Playing dive requires you to be absolutely locked the f in. Most of the dive roster is very punishing with your mistakes. If you mess up a web swing as Spider-Man, miss a dash as BP, or use your block too early as Iron Fist, you most likely will end up dead because of it. Also, I really quickly want to mention that I have a community Discord up, and if you have any questions about how to play dive, Spider-Man, or just want a good group of like-minded people to play rivals with, this is your spot. We've built such a solid community over there and would love to have you. Shout out to my viewers on Discord, man. Y'all are a good group of people. As always, a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated, but never expected. All right, enough yapping. Let's get on with the video. Now, that 3-step process. In order to play dive effectively, you need to have a solid grasp of timing, off-angling, and mechanics. You also need to understand how they work in relation to each other. If you have fantastic timing and are using a great off angle but can't hit your dashes as BP, your dive isn't effective. Each one of those concepts are so important to understand, and I don't recommend just skipping to the mechanics section because mechanics are the least important aspect when it comes to dive. If you guys think differently, watch the whole video and then leave a comment. I would love to debate and see your guys' perspective. Now, on to the first section. First up, timing. Having proper timing looks like diving the back line while either the front line or supports are distracted, or even while your target is distracted, doing something else entirely. As a dive character, we want to take every single advantage given to us. What you want to do is pincer your enemy. You want to be applying pressure to the back line at the same time as the front line, making the enemy team either choose to deal with you or your team. And what do we know about choices? If you give the enemy team a choice, usually they'll take the wrong one. I've got one clip that showcases great timing and one with terrible timing.
This is what we're going to do. I'm going to let the clip play, and then we'll go back and analyze it.
Fire flip! Your powers are mine! Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Easy as 1, 2, 3.
So right here, if you look, they're Namor, Loki, who's copied a rocket. Their rocket are all looking at my thing here. They don't see me over here. The only person that saw me was Jeff, and that's because I tried to combo. So their Loki copies, throws out a rocket ult, and he misses horribly. He throws it over there. And their supports get split off. What that allows me to do is ult their backline.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Kill 2. Kill 3. And then kill 4. Now, if you notice, the only person that's really looking at me is the Namor. Right there. He's shooting me because I killed 2. Their mag isn't looking at me. The Rocket and Jeff were trying to run away. Especially with dive heroes, you want to take your enemy by surprise. You want to be in and out before the enemy realizes what damage you did to their backline. Isn't that right, buddy? Now, here's an example of pretty awful timing done on my part. This was during my community night event. Highly competitive environment. Everyone was super dialed. We all had comms. It was really, really fun. So same as before. I'll let the clip play out and then explain what I did wrong. So pretty awful, right? Pretty awful. The reason I died there is because this is my engagement point right here. The thing is looking at me. The invisible woman is looking at me, and this Jeff will turn to look at me. So all this thing has to do is press shift, and I'm dead. And that's quite literally what he does. So I'm already, what is it, earthbound here? Right here. I'm already earthbound. I can't kill that invisible woman. So the Jeff is now shooting me, the invis is now shooting me, and the thing is now punching me. And what ends up happening? I die. How could I have avoided that? Well, I could have come from over here wall climbed up here, and then gone from this way, because he already used his shift as soon as he saw the Captain America. So then I could have just waited it out, probably killed the Invisible Woman, and then we would have been fine. That's why timing is so important, because I just walked in and died. I provided nothing to my team.
Using off angles in combination with timing will allow your engages to always favor you very heavily during your team fights. But first, what's an off angle? An off angle is simply an angle of attack that you take that is not from the main choke, and most importantly, an unexpected angle. Every dive hero has some form of movement ability that allows you to create some form of an off angle. Things like Magic's dash, Psylocke's invis, BP's wall climb, they're just a few tools that you can use to create off angles. Off angles don't specifically have to be taken from behind the enemy. You can use specific skills to come from the side or directly above your target. Heroes with a wall climb ability, like Spidey, BP, or Iron Fist, excel at dropping down on targets from above, whereas heroes like Magic and Psylocke would benefit more from a side or behind angle of attack, simply due to their lack of vertical mobility. Taking an off angle is super important as a dive hero. You don't want to be fighting in the middle of the battle, because just how we discussed in our last example with timing, you want as little attention as possible on you. Same as before, I've got one good example and one bad example of taking off angles.
All right, you guys know the drill by now. Let's watch it and see what happens.
Time to heal.
So I'm just waiting for my moment. Drop down on her. I get the 6-shot combo, and then I kill her. Then I drop down on this Invisible Woman because she wasn't expecting me there either. And then now I get out. So let me show you what it looks like from the Psylocke's perspective. She doesn't know that I'm already there, just waiting for someone to walk through. So she's just shooting the Thor, and then I drop down on her, completely unexpected. And then she dies. No time to really react. Sometimes all you need to do is just simply drop down on your enemies at a point to where they don't expect it, and you get a free kill. All right, and here is the not so great version. Now you might be thinking, well, you dropped down on this Jeff and he wasn't expecting you. Well, yes, I did. It was my disengage and then my immediate re-engage was the problem. Right here, I use my block and then I decide to kick out and then immediately engage back in. So although I did come from the top, I have 3 people looking at me right now. I have the Namor, the Bucky, and the Jeff. So even though I am coming from the top, it still isn't a great off angle. I should have pulled back, got my cooldowns back, and then dropped down on them again. Even though I did drop down on them, I could have taken a better off angle. So I end up blocking, running around, doing nothing, and then dying. This entire time I am running away with 3 DPS and a squid shooting me. The Jeff will turn around and shoot me as well. Overall, not a great off angle. Look how many people are looking at me right now. It's not solid. It's not what you want.
Now, probably the least important aspect of dive, your mechanical skill. Don't get me wrong, you need to have solid mechanical skill to climb, but what does it matter if your timing's off or you're just standing in a team fight trying to get a kill on a support while the enemy team is actively peeling for your dive? I recommend understanding your gameplay loop for whatever hero you're trying to play. I've covered gameplay loops before, so I'll keep it short here. In game design, a gameplay loop refers to the core repetitive sequence of actions that players perform while playing a game. It defines the fundamental way players interact with the game and is crucial for player engagement. If you're still confused, I'll break it down for whatever dive DPS you're trying to play. By no means is this what you're supposed to do every single time in every single situation. This is a good jumping off point. Let me know if you guys would like to see guides on any of these other heroes I've just listed. For BP, you want to spearfish and look for targets that are out of position. You can go for dash resets, you can force cooldowns, and you get out. The most important thing is you stay alive, and this goes for all of the heroes. For Iron Fist, you want to be doing your 6-hit string into your kick, and then you can jump out. Or you can jump in, punch until the enemy notices you, block, get over health, do a little bit more damage, maybe secure a kill, and then kick out. For magic, you want to be lurking, and you can hit your one-shot combo on an enemy support or backline DPS. Or you can also frontline brawl with your tanks until you see a target that is out of position, then go for your dash one-shot kill. For Psylocke, you want to be poking with your primary fire, and once you notice the target is isolated, you can invis around the side, try to get your one-shot off with your shurikens, and then dash out. You just go back to poking the enemy tanks until you get your cooldowns back, and you just keep rinse and repeating that cycle. For Spider-Man, you just want to go back and swap to Psylocke, bro. That's what you want to do. This season is so terrible. Okay, for real. For Spider-Man, you want to swing in, same as the others, find an isolated target, go for a fishing combo, a combo, pull combo, whatever you want. Try to get a kill, force some cooldowns, and then get out. Now, Star-Lord's a little different. Star-Lord's kind of a hybrid. He can be up in the front line with his tanks, or he can be helping flank. I like to poke with my front line and then fly either above the enemy or around the side and go for the enemy backline. And that's everything I really know about playing dive. I feel like with the rise of popularity in dive, putting this video out seemed like a good idea. Plus, all of you beautiful people in my Discord voted for it. Speaking of Discord, make sure to join it down below. We just had our first community night, and it was an absolute blast. Video dropping on that, by the way. And with all that being said, I really do appreciate all the support of my recent videos, and I'm excited to see where this road takes us. I'll see you on the next one. Stay sticky, everyone.